Thanks, Max. Hey, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here presenting to you this afternoon. My name is Chris Khalil, Executive Director of the New Orleans BioInnovation Center, and we're the lead applicant for the Gulf Coast Health Sciences Corridor, which is an 80-mile super region stretching from Baton Rouge to New Orleans, Louisiana. My coalition partners and I are here because our region is at a critical juncture, defined by historic opportunities and deep-seated challenges. Our region is home to more than 2 million people, nearly half the population of Louisiana. And we're proud to claim some of the nation's leading universities, medical schools, hospitals, and biomedical research institutions. Yet our people suffer from some of the highest levels of obesity and chronic disease in the nation, deeply rooted racial disparities in wealth and in health, as well as an economy that remains overly reliant on energy and tourism, which makes us extremely susceptible to events such as COVID-19 and climate change. We are here because we see a once-in-a-generation opportunity to accelerate the momentum of our health sciences cluster in order to create a more resilient and equitable South Louisiana in the process. And I want to start with a story that demonstrates both where we've been and where we're going. Did you know that it costs an average of $2 billion in over 10 years to bring a new drug to market? Well, 5 years ago, Dr. Trivia Fraser set out to answer the question, what if we could reduce the time and the cost it takes to produce obesity-fighting drugs by 50% or more? How many lives would be impacted and ultimately saved? Dr. Fraser had researched stem cell treatments for years, studying at Dillard University, earning her PhD in biomedical sciences as well as an MBA from Tulane University, and performed postdoctoral work at Pennington Biomedical Research Center in Baton Rouge. She saw firsthand the toll that chronic diseases have on Louisianians, and she saw an opportunity to leverage research from our own region to develop a product that would help save their lives. Today, Dr. Fraser's company, Obatala Sciences, markets one of the world's leading organ-on-a-chip systems, allowing drug makers to rapidly test the efficacy of weight loss and cancer-targeting drugs and dramatically reduce development time for novel clinical treatments. Already, Obatala has created over 30 jobs, and I'm proud to say that Dr. Fraser's company was incubated and seeded right here at the New Orleans BioInnovation Center and calls New Orleans and South Louisiana home. Our consortium's goal is to inspire the next generation of Dr. Frasers and create 1,000 new Obatala Sciences, homegrown businesses that leverage our research expertise and talent to develop the next wave of treatments that will improve the lives of Louisianians and people with chronic diseases around the world. And as a region, we've been putting in the work to make this happen. Decades of state and local investment have created 2 anchor health districts in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, respectively, which will soon be connected by a $260 million intercity commuter railway. Our globally leading academic and medical institutions have committed well over $3 billion in recent and planned investments. These and other investments have made our region the fastest growing health sciences cluster in the country, with the creation of tens of thousands of good paying jobs over the last decade. And we've made intentional investments to ensure historically underinvested community members, including Black Louisianians, women, and rural households, have access to those jobs through innovative and inclusive workforce development programs. Now, we're looking to supercharge this super regional corridor, and we need your help in doing so. We're proposing 8 complementary and interconnected projects to fulfill 3 goals that will unlock economic as well as health equity. First, our projects prioritize investment in the region's workforce, training underemployed Louisianians and underrepresented groups to fill growing roles across the health sciences ecosystem, from lab techs to clinical care to research, all the way through to leadership roles. Second, our projects strengthen the region's research and development and commercialization pipelines via specialized clinical and wet lab infrastructure projects in order to spur new health companies and provide the space and the networks they need to grow into mature businesses. Third, our projects accelerate a collaborative startup ecosystem to foster innovation and ensure the long-term growth and health of this industry. The opportunity to grow our regional cluster comes at a critical time as the pandemic has exacerbated our vulnerabilities. Louisiana ranks 47th in the nation in regaining COVID-related job losses, and COVID's economic and health impacts have hit our Black households the hardest, as Black workers have been more than twice as likely to be unemployed during the pandemic and Black Louisianians have unfortunately died from COVID at twice the rate of white residents. Our projects seek to directly address these urgent disparities while bolstering our health sciences cluster by training more than 1,800 people, mostly BIPOC and female people, in health sciences careers. We want to create an industry leadership pipeline of mostly BIPOC and female students through our direct and intentional programming. We want to add research and development space for over 80 new ventures and provide the resources to seed more than 300 more predominantly BIPOC and female-led startups. Lastly, but not leastly, through the work at our partners at Pennington Biomedical Research Center, we want to quadruple the number of people receiving necessary treatments for obesity and diabetes. This will ultimately ameliorate a portion of Louisiana's $12 billion in lost productivity each year stemming from these chronic conditions. We are energized to deliver on this transformative vision for our region, and here are a few ways that you can help join our campaign. The BioInnovation Center is doubling our size of our wet lab incubator to accommodate the next generation of homegrown biotech companies. We welcome direct co-investment in our facility and seek the funding to complement other sources of capital already committed. The Greater New Orleans Foundation is expanding its successful New Orleans Works program to all of South Louisiana, including Baton Rouge and other cities, to train 1,500 and more underemployed Louisianians in healthcare careers. We welcome best practices and partnerships in order to maximize the impacts of this program. Our projects will create a network of more than 300 health equity-focused startups across our region, and we welcome venture capitalists, angel investors, and industry mentors to coach and invest in our local founders and funds. Tulane University, Xavier University of Louisiana, LSU Health Sciences Centers, and others will be piloting talent pipeline programs to create more diverse leadership in our health sciences economy. And we welcome social impact investments in order to scale and sustain these projects long-term. The time to invest in our health economy and diversify from legacy oil and gas is now. Louisiana is committed to becoming a global leader in equitable health sciences research and business development. And we're excited to partner with y'all in the months and the years ahead. So thank you very much. At this point, I'd love to bring up our Regional Economic Competitiveness Officer, Corey Patty, to join for Q&A.